Seeing Through the Veil of Words by Jason Gray. There's a force greater than sight, sharper than logic, and more revealing than any confession. It is the ability to see through anything, straight to intent. It is a power that cannot be taught, but only awakened. Those who possess it do not need to be told the truth. They feel it. They do not need to expose deception with evidence. They see it. Intent is the fire behind every action, the shadow behind every word, the energy behind every movement. To the untrained, intent is invisible. They are lost in the surface meaning of words, hypnotized by appearances, and deceived by the elaborate masks people wear. Those who are awake, truly awake, are immune to illusion. They do not hear only words, they feel their vibration. They do not see only actions, they sense their origin. They do not trust the names or faces presented to them. They pierce straight through to the soul behind them. The weaponization of words, ego, division, and control. Words are among the most powerful tools of creation and destruction. They shape reality, define consciousness, and dictate the course of history. While words can build civilizations, they can also imprison minds. Those who seek power, true power, have long understood that the greatest chains are not made of iron, but of language. There's a science to manipulation through words. The most dangerous messages are not shouted, they are whispered. They do not declare war, they sow division. They do not inspire unity. They feed the ego, making each person believe they are superior while ensuring they remain enslaved. These words are carefully crafted. They appear in news articles, spiritual teachings, political rhetoric, so-called truth movements. Their goal is not enlightenment, but entrapment, keeping people locked in cycles of anger, self-righteousness, and opposition. They convince the masses they are awakening while binding them even deeper into the matrix. The awakened see these words for what they are. They recognize the patterns, the distortions, the emotional triggers laced within every phrase. They see how words are designed to make people feel instead of think, to divide instead of unify, to stir up anger while pretending to deliver truth. The ego loves these words. They tell people exactly what they want to hear. They make them feel chosen, superior, more enlightened than others. The awakened know that truth does not flatter the ego. It dissolves it. The ones who hide in shadows, masters of deception. The greatest deceptions are not spread by those who stand in the light, but by those who lurk in the shadows. They operate under assumed names, hidden identities, and faceless profiles. They do not wish to be seen, for if they were exposed, their power would instantly dissolve. These are the architects of division, the whisperers in the dark, the ones who plant seeds of chaos and then vanish before they can be held accountable. They do not speak openly. They use proxies. They do not reveal themselves. They use false identities. They claim to be bringers of truth, yet they cower behind the veils they weave, and yet the awakened see them. They do not need names, faces, or addresses to recognize them. They feel the weight of their words, the frequency of their intent, the hollow energy behind their faceless presence. The biggest giveaway is always the same. Deception cannot hide from true perception. To those still asleep, these shadowy figures appear as saviors, truth-tellers, and warriors of enlightenment. To those who see clearly, they are nothing more than phantoms, powerless against the piercing light of awareness. The unshakable vision of the awakened. There is no defense against true sight. Those who are awake cannot be manipulated, cannot be misled, cannot be bound by the illusions of carefully chosen words or shadowy whispers. They stand as pillars of clarity in a world drowning in deception. They do not chase arguments because they see the futility of fighting illusions. They do not engage in division because they see that all division is manufactured. They do not feed the ego because they know that true power is not found in superiority, but in transcendence. They see straight through the masks, through the manipulation, through the intentions behind every word, every action, and every carefully woven lie. The world is a labyrinth of illusion, but for those with unclouded sight, there is only clarity. Jason Gray. I wanted to read this piece because it calls attention to tactics used to keep us feeling separate from each other and divided. And these tactics are ultimately destroying the world. As an extremely quiet, sensitive, observational child, I developed a strong sense of others' intent at a young age. I remember realizing that adults around me thought I couldn't understand what they were talking about or what was going on, which I thought was strange since I knew exactly what they were talking about and what was going on. That ability continued to grow into adulthood and has kept me out of harm's way. Feeling energy is real, but it is something that cannot be experienced without willingness. Closed minds cannot see. It is an ability to be consciously and continuously nurtured. Unfortunately, it seems like a lost art for many people. Discernment has helped me to wake up to uncomfortable realities of this world, but it's astonishing to witness how many people do not want to acknowledge the truth. They do not want to know about things that scare them. They do not want to hear about inconvenient information that threatens their worldview. But as more and more people remember how to be open to things that disturb them, astonish them, or are unknown to them, the world heals. We help each other heal from wrongdoings, injustices, abuse, generational trauma. When we acknowledge such things, we begin to create something better. Without acknowledgement, humanity will keep circling in loops of illusion. With acknowledgement, we hold the power to become a species worthy of the greatness we were born to embody. It is up to you. It is up to me. It is up to us.